If you think that somehow we have won the cultural war, you're out of your mind. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Thank you. Sorry for the delay. Couple of things here. As you know, when you're an independent, small, Mrs. L and me, our organization, this is the last day of the month. This is where we put in all of our, this is where we lock in all of our funding, all of our, everything that we do freezes today. This is it. This is the bottom line. This is when we are locked in. So sorry, I was doing some last minute things. We have so many concerns. Thank you for your support. If ever you thought about donating to our noble effort, now is the time. Now is it. This is the most critical day. This is the last day in the month, and everything locks in. And believe me, it is warranted because we have so many plans for so many great things, but it's Mrs. L and me. And one day we're going to have to say, you know what, we're going to have to expand this thing and say, but we're not able to yet. We just don't have the means. I'd love to have, producers and this. Don't have that. We're just garage folks, my friends. So that is it. But thank you for this. And I want to go into details specifically regarding why this Bad Bunny, and I mentioned this morning on WABC, and a lot of times people will think, oh, this doesn't matter. See, this is the best part. I'm always trying to tell people, schmuck, listen to me. I'm not telling you this just to be, a problem. I'm not telling you this just because, hey, there's this another one of these monosyllabic. This guy doesn't even speak English. Well, he speaks English, but it's not about this. This is Jay-Z and Rock Nation and these guys trolling Trump and MAGA and you. That's what this is. And the NFL figures, we're so big, we can do whatever we want. Nobody's going to boycott the Super Bowl. It's not going to happen. That's exactly what this is. We are going to lose our culture. Do you hear what I'm saying to you? I used to laugh at people who said this. I said, this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. What are these people talking about? This morning on WABC, where I do the overnights, people were talking about how they're losing their neighborhoods, how they're losing parts of here in New York, Brooklyn and Queens and Jersey City, and it's Arab and Chinese, and my God, and my friend in Minnesota called to prayers at 3 a.m. And not only this, we're being overrun by this absolute urban kind of wild goon, this bonnet wearing, I don't know what it is. It used to be hoodies. Now that has been when mark my words, when white kids wear those shower cap bonnets, the complete merger, as you know, throughout our history, white kids have always wanted to be black. Out of fondness. It was because when it was cool. It was the way to go. It was it's the way it was done. You've heard white kids use the N-word. Hey, my N. Hey, N. Hey, excuse me, where are you from? You're from Roanoke. Why are you talking about Compton? What Compton? What are you talking about? Black kids wanting to speak the patois. White kids, rather. They want so much because being of this particular ilk, these are their rock stars. Now listen, we did this when we were kids. I remember one time when I was a youngin', there was a guy who thought he was John Lennon. And he had the John Lennon glasses, and he got the John. Man, I said, "You're not John Lennon." But he wanted to be, hey man, let's rap and let's cool and So kids in particular, but so Bad Bunny comes along, and he is this anti-American, anti-Trump, anti-MAGA, and they went to Jay-Z with Rock Nation to run this. And they are basically telling you, F you. You think you're making any you think you're making any kind of leeway here? Are you kidding me? Do you honestly think this? We're in store for, I'm telling you, I know I sound, people say, the Cassandra, this is his guy. Oh, I don't want to be the Cassandra. But I've been talking to you about stuff which is the most important. And I'm not saying it just to be saying it. I'm telling you the truth. And I'm telling you this in a way which I think makes the most sense. And when I've talked to you about this is my favorite. You know, when I talk about civil war in the streets and false flags and lockdowns and riots and blackouts and supply chain sabotage, this isn't theory, it's reality. And the elites, I think we use that term too much, they're dismantling everything on schedule. If you went 1 week without food because stores were closed, because of problems, because of shutdown, because of maybe, just bad weather, whatever, 1 week without food, and the system collapses. Cash, crypto, gold, worthless when your family's hungry. Hunger is the weapon. Control is the plan. My friends, this is so atavistic. Survival is primal. Food, water, energy, ammo, that's it. That's the game. That's why I trust my Patriot Supplies 3-month food kit, over 2,000 calories a day, 22 meal varieties, with a shelf life of up to 25 years, and right now, 4 weeks free, a $247 bonus. So go to preparewithlionel.com, secure your food, protect your family, lock down your future. The storm is here, my friend. Preparation isn't paranoia, it's survival. Preparewithlionel.com. There's a link right in the discussion section, right there. Preparewithlionel.com. There's so much stuff I want to tell you. So many things that are happening beyond anything. What do you think the big story is? What? The lockdown or the shutdown? It's been 21 shutdowns since the 70s. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. It's always this posturing. It doesn't mean anything. Nothing. I mean, it does, but it doesn't. That's not the issue. That's not what we're talking about. There is something going on, and I will tell you this because in our world, we understand this. We understand what internet influencers are about, and we understand what this is all about, and what they're talking about. I mean, be very, very careful with this, very, very clear with this. Right now, there is a movement, a huge movement. One movement is the big tech sector. Big tech, Larry Ellison, Sam Altman. There is this incredible movement from Zuckerberg to you name it. This confluence. It's bigger than anything you can imagine. It's going to be colossal. It is going to be so fast, so powerful. So it will one day, you will wake up and it's not only here, it's here in ways you never thought possible. It will blow your mind. Blow your mind. And I have been saying, and I don't want to always say this, I don't want to be the one who says that, I told you. I've been telling you forever. This is the biggest story there is. It is so unbelievably huge. Let me tell you something, my friends. This is something bigger than anything I can imagine. So that's big. Next, in my lifetime, there has always been since forever, this notion of the Israeli lobby, not the Jewish lobby. It's not the Jewish lobby. It's the Israeli lobby. And we've had the climate lobby, we've had the gun lobby, we've had the tech sector lobby, we've had all kinds of lobbies. So it's nothing new, nothing that we're surprised about, but it's like nothing that we have ever seen before. This is bigger, better, badder, more pervasive than anything you have ever seen. If you think there's this trouble in River City within the Israeli pro-Israeli community, you're out of your mind. You're crazy. If you think that Israel is somehow fractured, that they don't believe in Bibi, they might want Bibi to go further. This is something that people are completely missing, and they're afraid to talk about it because normally they can't speak about it without showing this inordinate anger, this Anna Kasparian anger. They work themselves into a frenzy. They think that there has to be, that you can't speak about this unless you have this absolute, this frothing, handshaking, why those, no. You have to be an adult, you have to realize what's going on here. And what you have is a lot of people who are saying things like, and it's wonderful, it's almost like an agnostic point of view. You hear people who say, look, whatever they do, they're always going to kind of kill them. Let them be. Just, I think Charlie Kirk, turn your phone off. I'm throwing a lot at you. Bad Bunny and Jay-Z, that's one thing. You don't understand what happened regarding Charlie Kirk. You don't understand him. He's not this. He's not what you think. Erica, if you, she is kryptonite now because you're saying, how dare you? She just lost her husband. How dare, don't you even think about saying anything. She is perfect. She is perfect. There is nothing you can say about her. She's perfect. Don't you understand this? She's godlike. Don't say the horror this woman has been through. And that's what we're doing. But there is a part of her. There is a part, and if you can't see it, I can't help you with this. There is a part of her, and it's tragic now. It's tragic. But I saw this, whatever. There is a phony baloney story here, and Charlie had it too. A lot of it. And you have to kind of sort of be it to an extent. Look, whenever you're kind of an evangelical person, you know what I'm saying? Whenever there's it's almost like you have to be an evangelical type. You got to ask yourself the question, do I know how to schmaltz it up? Because you really got to do it. You can't just, you've got to sell this. You've got to sell this story. And he was great at selling it. Great. Better than anything anybody ever could imagine. Better than anything. He was the greatest. And there were these internecine battles going on between Charlie, between the Israeli lobby, between the Ben Shapiros and the Mark Levins and others, and this weird, I'm sorry, but you've seen this Brylan Hollyhand. Oh my God. Do you understand what is happening here? Do you understand, seriously, what is happening here? It is, you're not going to hear it on cable news. You're not going to hear it. Are you following this? Let me ask this question, throw a lot of questions on you. Who do you think would be responsible for, and this is important, who do you think would be responsible let me rephrase this. What would be the message that you would give to those young people who felt that Charlie Kirk, and by the way, let me tell you something, just because Charlie Kirk was whatever he was, doesn't mean they didn't love him. You might think, and I may think, some of us kind of like, oh, okay, that's enough. That's a little bit. Maybe because I'm an adult and I don't, I know what's going on. Maybe I'm not necessarily in need of all of this stuff. But what do you think is the message that we have for young people today? What do you think it is? What do you think it is? What do we call this? What's the message? Who is the person today? And this is the most important. This is so critical. I can't put this into words. If I were to tell young people, hey, listen, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to join us. Maybe you don't want to listen to me, and that's fine. Because I understand that people look at us and they think, oh, what the hell is this guy doing here? But what is the message, do you think, for young people? What? You don't know. You don't know. What is our message? What do you think so? What do you think? What is our message? I don't know. I don't know what our message is. We are a confused group. We need absolute 100% solidarity in terms of message. And this is something which I'm sorry to say, but the president needs to lock down. Did you hear Pete Hegseth's big speech today, or was it today or whatever, in front of the generals? You got to get in shape. You probably loved that, right? You do, didn't you? That was great. Wasn't he great? You loved it, didn't you? Come on, say it. You think he's great. Because Pete Hegseth is saying, I want you to be as cool and in shape as me. So if you're some, what do you call them? If you're a SEAL team or a chair team, or I don't know what the hell, you've got to go out there and if you don't like it, get out and say, why did he do this in front of everybody? What country ever does this in front of the world and says, and if you don't, because that signals to the world how bad we are. What was the point of this? You thought it was great, didn't you? You thought it was terrific. You probably thought, hey, I love that Pete Hegseth. Wasn't it great? He gave it to him. You did, didn't you? You did, didn't you? You thought this. You thought this is great. He's on TV. We are so gone. We are so beyond that. We're not going to have American forces. I'm sorry, but maybe we are. That's not what I'm worried about. The question is, what is our position? Do you know how close we can come to a nuclear war, ladies and gentlemen? Do you have any idea? Any idea? So let me recap this. Number one, going back to the Israel lobby, I have never seen such unrivaled power and breadth and plenary coverage as I do now. Never. I have never seen anything like this. Bigger, more important. Do not believe for a moment, oh, they're in trouble. You could take all the Max Blumenthal's and all the Jeffrey Sachs and all that stuff, and you can line them up. It doesn't matter. I know this is tough for people. I know you think it's nonsense. And this very, very powerful. I don't know who's better. They're pretty big. They're big. You know, they're big. But there are other people who are even bigger. And certainly the biggest right now, probably the most important group of them all, is big tech. Big tech runs everything. Do you hear what I'm saying? You are not going to you will not recognize what is happening in the world of, I don't know what the word is. You will not understand what is happening in the world of AI until you see it happening before your very eyes. You're not going to believe it. Just give up. Just sit back and say, I don't know what it is. It's like the plane is crashing, and you're going to find out in a very short amount of time what it feels like to be in a crash. What it feels like. You've always thought about it. Do you know it? Is it painful? Is it just one big bow? Did it just go black all of a sudden? You hope it. You don't know. You don't know. You're about to find out what's happening right now. You are so close. When it hits you, and you don't know what's going on right now. They don't announce anything. And President Trump sold he signed on to these folks. And if I didn't know better, because ultimately I think he's a businessman, he realizes, there's no reason why my family can't benefit. Everybody else does. It's not going to be illegal, but maybe down the road, my kids and grandkids, maybe Kai or whatever, one day will find themselves in the position of being on the bottom floor of one of the biggest tech extravaganzas ever. But let me tell you something. It's bigger than anything you could ever imagine. And I can't even put it into words. And when I've tried to put it into words, it is a waste of time. So get ready for that when I tell you that. And I'm not just saying it to be cute or to be, like, oh, he's always predicting doom. No. That's number one. Number two, as far as something could go wrong so easy, you've got Tomahawk missiles to go low, and they're basically they can, a lot of things can go wrong. They can be misread. Russia can be may misunderstand and may think it's something far more nefarious than others and other things. The bottom line is simply this: as I tell you this, this is very, very scary, and nobody's talking about that. So that's Israel, and by the way, that we've forgotten about it. This is not anti-Semitic. I'm not even going to mention it anymore. It's nothing to do with Jews. It's about a country. It's about the influence of a country. You can call it a state, but it's a country. It's like nothing else. It's like nobody else. Russia kind of has the negative effects. So that's that. AI is going to be incredible. We are also your culture your country is being overrun. And when it comes to the people, see, Chinese are kind of interesting. Chinese are sort of, they want to, in Queens, there are parts where they just walk in with cash and buy stuff and they just own it. I mean, they're there. And they're not really ostentatious. They don't put signs up and, hey, look at all these signs. And they don't have calls to prayer. But they're there. Like you can't believe. And they're going to be in your neighborhood too. They only seem to want to go into critical places. And when somebody says, well, that doesn't happen where we live, it's like, well, maybe they don't want to live where you live. I don't know. Just saying. When it comes to Islam, what is the difference between Islam and Islamist? It's a big difference. One is more of a political, one is just a religion. And what they're going to do is there are three things. They're going to come in, they're going to, first of all, they're going to use immigration. They're going to saturate the area with their own people, number one. Number two, they're going to use the womb. They are going to outbreed you like you cannot believe. They are going to outbreed you, outbirth you. While, your city goes, well, I don't know, I might get married. Oh, they're having 5, 6, 2. And they're telling you this. And then the third thing is they're going to start taking over. We have Zoran Mamdani. We have Ilhan Omar. Just get ready for this. Rokan, kind of, This is a Muslim Brotherhood. They've been saying this forever. Most people don't know this because they figure, well, there's always been groups of people. Look, there have been parts of this country that says, hey, the blacks are moving in. We're moving out. White flight. Remember that one in the 60s? Urban renewal. We're getting out of here. Those black folks. Oh, so there's, you might attribute it sort of that, like, well, there's always been. No. We're not talking about a bunch of brothers moving in. We're talking about something. We're talking about Muslim brothers. We're talking about something which people do not even have the concept of it. And when you say it, people are afraid, like, God, do I sound racist? You're going to have to lose this thing about sounding racist. I don't know how to help you with that. I really don't know how to help you with that. I don't know how to put you into a world where you're going to have to once and for all stop thinking about it. You're going to have to stop thinking about this crazy talk about not sounding like you are racist or is whatever it is. I just don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. And the best part about it is that if you can't get past that, then they own you. And let me tell you something. This is big. And I don't know if anybody's really talking about. I don't know if people really are grasping what's happening. I don't know. I really, honest to God, I really don't know if people have a sense for how scary this is. I couldn't tell you. I really couldn't tell you. But I'm telling you something. And you can believe it or not, you can think whatever you want. This is so serious right now. I don't know how to put it into perspective. This is so serious. I don't know how to put this into perspective. I don't know what to tell you. And what I'm telling you is that most people look at me like this. When I tell them, they say, yeah. And I say, well, anything you want to talk about? No. You think anybody's talking? Do you think anybody in the Republican Party should be talking about? Oh, God, no, we can't talk about that. Wow, that sounds so racist. Because you don't want to sound racist. We can't sound racist. This is what's happening. So let me tell you what's going to happen. This is the way it usually is. And I recognize the fact. I do my thing and I have a wonderful time. And we say hi to each other. And we get done and we do our thing. And then we sort of kind of go away. You know what I mean? We sort of go away and we say, okay, have a nice day. And that's great. And we just kind of figure everything's the same. Everything just. What are you worried about? Nothing. You're not worried about it. I mean, what are you supposed to do? I don't know. And then we go on, and then we sit around and we say some stuff, and maybe we'll talk about Comey, and maybe we'll, but we don't really say anything. Have you noticed this? Have you noticed on a lot of the shows, nobody's really talking about anything? They're not really saying anything. Have you noticed this stuff? Is it me? I'm wondering, does anybody know what's going on here? You should be in New York with all this stuff about Mamdani. They're talking completely and total. I don't even know what they're talking about. I really, honestly, God, I don't know. They talk about. I don't know. I don't know what they're saying. I think they're kind of I don't know. I can't figure this. Again, you might think it's great. Pete Hexis says, no more woke culture. And I know you like that though, right? I mean, seriously, don't you like this? Don't you like this? Isn't that something? I mean, this is the stuff that, because if you say woke, they know exactly what to tell you, right? They know exactly what to tell you. And they know every word that you love. And they know exactly what makes you tick. Oh, you go crazy. Because anytime you can talk about woke or race or whatever, this is what they do. It's just it's just we love, I think you know this. We love in our country we love performance politics. Everybody does it kind of to an extent. Like last night in Brooklyn, people thought it was important that Jimmy Kimmel had his show in Brooklyn. And you would think this is the most important story anybody's ever seen. I swear to God, you would think that just Jimmy Kimmel's story. And a lot of people do it because it's low-hanging fruit, and it's just, there's nothing really that important about it. But they think, my God, this is the most important. Jimmy Kimmel. Who cares? I'm telling you right now, and I get to the point where I think I can see people saying, I don't want to listen to this guy. He's always talking about scary stuff. I know. There's really scary stuff because I live in a world, not you, mind you, but with a bunch of children who don't really want to understand this. They don't get it. They've kind of been very lucky. But there is a civil war that is happening within us. It's going to be here. You're not going to recognize your country. There are people, we are not the America we used to be. You know what somebody said today, which was the most important thing, the singular. He says, remember on Sundays when you hear church bells? Now somebody will of course say, well, I hear church bells where I live. Well, thank you very much. It's always about me. Well, I don't watch CNN. Well, I don't watch TikTok. So it doesn't exist because I don't recognize it. But do you have any idea of what it means for us to lose our sense of self? Any idea? Any idea of what this means to lose our sense of self? It blows me away. Absolutely. I never thought I'd be saying this. There is a civil war that is happening. And let me also tell you something. There's a whole lot of folks that are going to be upset because let me tell you what's going to happen. For the longest time, and I'm going to speak to you very, very strongly, and I hope you don't take this the wrong way. For the longest time, the black community were considered the favorite not children, but the favorite constituents of the Democratic Party. Everything was sent there with welfare. This is the way people perceived it. Welfare and, AFDC and affirmative action and special slots and reparation talk, right? You heard that. Well, now it's different. Now the people that the Democratic Party are going to be talking about are the newly arrived immigrants. Why? Because they vote. And they are appreciative. And they are smarter. And they are more educated. And they have a different perspective. They're more, dare I say, appreciative. Oh, yeah. See, they'll come in here and they'll say, we're going to come in here. Oh, we're not going to walk in here. I mean, they're going to get some stuff, but they're going to take over. See, black folks, I'm sorry to say, please don't, not everybody, mind you. I got to go through all the prefatory stuff. Not everybody, mind you. I'm not saying this, but for the most part, people sat back and they just said, we just want you to give us stuff because, well, frankly, we deserve it. Sparky says, a civil war is what the globalist establishment wants so they can keep us down. Yes, Sparky. Yes, and thank you. Yes, they want disaster. See, a lot of folks, the Muslim community says, oh, we don't want anything special. I mean, it'd be great if you throw something our way. No, 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 no. We're walking in here. We're going to buy. We're going to buy. We're going to buy. We don't want you to give it to us. A lot of black folks are saying, see, we have these things here going up because low-income housing. And ooh. I mean, there'll be some, but Muslims, Chinese are saying, we don't want that. I mean, I'm sure they're taking advantage of it. No, 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 no. We want to buy it. We want your neighborhood. And then we're going to go in and we're going to take over your city council. We're going to take over your school board. And we're going to get elected. And we're going to have 5 kids to yours. Now, some people might say, well, maybe there are some pockets of, let's say, of black and Latino who say, well, we're doing okay and we're having a lot of kids. Well, not really. Not kids who allow dependency. And by the way, these aren't matricentric, mother-centric, or these are families. These are hardcore. And you want to talk to them. And they will say, listen, you pay your cards right. Okay? And we will get you elected. We will donate. We will work for you. What are they going to say? What? Not even vote. The voting rolls are next to nothing. After all of this talk about the right to vote, you don't understand this. It's not just me. And there's going to be a whole lot of folks who are going to wake up and they say, wait a minute. Weren't we the preferred demographic? Maybe once upon a time, not anymore. What are they going to do? When Zoran Mamdani comes in here and he says, well, I'll talk about low-income stuff. I'll just do that just to drive people crazy. But deep down inside, I don't want to talk to a bunch of people with their hands out. That's not what I want to do. I want to change everything. I want my people to be in charge. So there's a whole bunch of people, Chinese. When you go to, I can drive you to, I don't know, parts. We were in Queens one time. Remember that? We did that giveaway. It was wonderful. It was a weekend at that church. Just driving around. Chinese. Buying this house and these houses. I got news for you. You will not believe what these houses go for. They look like, the streets are, they're like right next to each other. There's no property. There's no nothing. If I told you one is $1.5 million, you'd think, you're crazy. You're crazy. Oh, yeah. And they come in and buy cash. That's the way. But they're not going like this. Hey, you're not going to see a lot of bonnets walking around there. You know what, those things. Believe me, the bonnet today is, look at this. Trouble. It's I don't know what it is. Used to be the Cardi B lenses. It was like, okay, all right. And you don't see that. It was, the hoodie was, and by the way, this is not black only, but it's young and Latino and it's youth, but it's a symbol. You don't have this. Chinese come here, and they're educated. They want to go, they want to take over. They're in universities. We have here Bronx School of Science, Stuyvesant High School. We have all these great technical schools. That's where they are. So so let me just tell you something. Let me just see if I can explain this thing to you. You may not like this, but folks, Maxine Waters or whoever, get ready. The Democratic Party is going to say, the hell with you. We like these folks. They keep us in office. They're easier. They vote. They're more solid. They're families. They're educated. They're smart as hell. And they come from countries. Where they appreciate this. And you see, when you talk to people like this, it's like you look at Al Sharpton and Joy Reid and say, you are from the past. You had your chance. Time's up. You were it. You were preferred. I have a dream. No, they have a dream too. And their dream I'll go with their dream because they show up. And I also, let me tell you something. You ready for this? You look at the Muslim community, the Muslim, they're not panhandling. What's the crime rate? They're not robbing. No, 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 no. You think you're going to see some Muslims go into a CVS with a big garbage bag clearing stuff off or stealing or whatever? No. You think you're going to see some Chinese guy at a Chipotle go ape shit, bat shit crazy because he didn't get a teriyaki sauce with his chicken fingers and wreck the place? Good luck with that one. Do me a favor. Go on YouTube and look up Chinese Karens arrested for... No. No. It doesn't know. What are you talking about? Nope. And they will come here and they're like, you don't even know they're here. They don't make a big deal about anything. So let me tell you something. What do you think happens to what do you think happens to 14% of the population when they say, guess what? You're and the Democratic Party will turn their back. The Democratic Party doesn't care about black folks. Not at all. Absolutely not. None. What do you think about that? I see it as clear as day. I see it as clear as day. Sparky says, I remember seeing pictures of my grandmother and aunts working in the garden in the 1920s. They were wearing bonnets. I just now realize they must have been hoodlums. No, they're not getting the bonnets. The bonnets they wore were kind of like, the kind of Bo Peep. It's really the bad, huh? No, this they call it a bonnet, but it's more like a shower cap. But they're online. They're called bonnets. Bonnets are what people wore to keep the sun off. Bo Peep and that kind of stuff. This is different. This is and I saw a couple of men wearing it. So help me God. This is that shower. You know what it looks like? My mother had this. Maybe yours did too. When I was a kid, there were these. She had a hair dryer that you put this big cap on, and you hooked this hose onto it, and the air was kind of like a convection. It didn't really do anything, but that's what it looked like a big shower cap. Oh, they're all it's the rage for those who raged. Okay, so let me tell you what's happening right now. Let me go back to where we started. A little recap. The Israeli lobby is more powerful, bigger, badder than any. And you know what? Hats off. You did it. You did it. And you continue to do it. The old days, it was, boy, the gun lobby, and there was the lawyers, the insurance lobby, and big pharma, and we used to talk about the big agri lobby. And don't you believe in this Max Blumenthal or Anya Parampil, who does it? They do a very, very good job. Carla, by the way, says, oh my God, I used to sit under that hair dryer for hours. Oh, I know. Remember that one? The hair dryer, you remember like in those things you would, remember those you put your head under the dryer? That thing was like, what's that thing? I don't know if it, yeah, but you don't see too many of those, right? That's for old ladies. And my mother had this thing. It's like she had this. It's like she was like fumigating for termites or something. Like you put in a house with this nozzle. It was ridiculous. It looked crazy. But let me tell you something. Let me talk about the Brazilian people. You want to know about those folks? Brasileiros. Remember that? You know where they are? They're in little Rio, little Brazil. Open up restaurants. Got their people. What's little Brazil? It's like in the 40s, right? It's not a 46. It's not a huge, but it's there. Working hard. I think Little Korea. Oh my God, Koreatown. Oh, phenomenal. If ever you want to, one of the places you've got to see, it's right around, it's the 30s, 34, right, not too far from Macy's, right around Penn Station. It's, oh my God, 24 hours. And there's Korean. I can always spot the language, so to speak. Sparky says, anytime someone says Israel is our only friend in the Middle East, I can't help but think before Israel, we had no enemies in the Middle East. This is John Sheehan, missionary. Oh, yeah, you're right about that. Oh, listen, I'm going to go back to that. They, for whatever it's worth, watch what happens. Good luck when you see this. Keep an eye on, for some reason, and by the way, I think these people should say whatever you want. Max Blumenthal is probably the smartest, the most, probably the most well read, so to speak, he's the standard bearer of this, not anti-Israel, but let's say pro-Palestine. And for some reason he has remained, and I think very, very, and I say this very, very cautiously, God bless him. I think he's a father now, and I want everybody to remain, safe. But in terms of just politically, but the one that they're going to want to really crush, not physically, is Candace Owens. Don't be surprised if somebody says, "Hey, can we contribute to that lawsuit with, hey, Brigitte Macron? Yeah, can we help you with this?" What do you mean? Well, we'll make it worth your while. We want to see her we want her to be radioactive so that she can't go on any show. Oh, they're going to have to do it. If put it this way, if they, for some reason Max gets a pass, I don't know, because he's Jewish. I have no idea. I don't know why. I don't know why. But she is the lightning rod. She's the one who she's going to do it for Charlie. By God, she's going to do it for Charlie. And she was the one. Didn't she suggest that maybe Charlie was saying, hey, is there any kind of misappropriation of funds or something? I don't know. But in any event, that's Candace. And watch what they do, which is very interesting. But in the meantime, there's different pockets, different stories. Which one do you want to talk about? Then there's what's happening to kids. Oh my God. Tonight, Mrs. L is on Warrior Wednesday. Warrior Wednesday on WABC. She is the biggest rising star of anybody in the business. Period. End of discussion. She is 100% just incredible. Over the top. You got that? Okay. So what's very interesting to note, which I find fascinating, is that she is talking about kids and what's happening with kids and this kind of stuff and all this kind of jazz. And what's interesting, I find is that it is more unbelievable than anything you thought possible. So that's another issue. And what the president's doing with that, he's doing a lot. But it's to be a kid today, oh dear God. Dear God, forget it. Forget it. Okay? Horrible. So what's your area going to be? What are you paying attention to? What I'm seeing is a lot of bullshit from the, frankly, paid to say it, but from the cable news groups. They're just talking about stuff that's, then shut down here, and they'll talk about, see Bad Bunny. Somebody's got to take Jay-Z down a peg or two, okay, and tell him, let me explain something to you, my friend. You are a fraud, and you know it, and I know it, okay? And we tolerated it for a while. We let you. You never get caught. You never got caught up in that Diddy thing for whatever reason. I mean, most probably because maybe you didn't do anything, but you've lived a pretty charmed life. But you are bullshit, and we know it, and you know it. And you know what? We've had enough of you. Okay? We've had enough of you. Instead of you being happy that you're a millionaire, I remember they're never as rich as they say they are, but instead of you being happy, you know what you've done? You're just sticking it to you and your Rock Nation, putting all this crap on. You know what? And the NFL, you got to pay too. You got to pay too. Somebody's got to say, we're not going to allow this anymore. This is ridiculous. We've had enough of this. Okay? If you have destroyed the last vestige of an institution. I was watching Brett Musburger, 70 years. Remember CBS Sports? It was wonderful on Sunday with Jimmy the Greek, Phyllis George, Irv Cross. I loved it. And believe it or not, she was actually very good. Phyllis George, I think she had pancreatic cancer or some type of blood disease. Bless her heart. But they kind of laughed. She really made it. It was a Jimmy the Greek before his comments. Remember Jimmy the Greek, Al Campanis, and others, because that's the first time that they said something that was considered racial. But this American football is the game, not baseball. Football. Why? Gambling. Better gambling. Baseball is the worst gambling. Who's going to win? 3-2, 2-1. What's the over and under? Nah. Football. Oh, it's terrific. Sparky says, Max gets a bit of a pass because he's a son of D.C. and his father, Sidney, is a friend of the Clintons. So Max's specific politics is different. Yeah. Still, I'm surprised somebody didn't say listen, we'll give you a pass, but Sidney, somebody got to shut him up. He does more harm, singularly the most important voice in that. I don't want to say anti-Israel, because that's not what pro-Palestinian, whatever you want to call it. So let me just tell you something. You could take all the UN you all want and all of this stuff, and you can talk about the ICC and the ICJ and this and that, and they want that on Netanyahu, and doesn't mean, ugat. It means nothing. Not in this country. Maybe in France. Maybe someplace. Maybe something. Maybe in some people wearing a keffiyeh. But now we have Harvard, they took care of that. And you can laugh all you want at Ackman and all these people. They get the job done. Okay? And they don't do it by browbeating you. They pay for it. They're a lobbying group. The way the Second Amendment used to be. The NRA, now they're just non-existent. So let me just explain something to you. You can, and I love this, and I love to watch Mearsheimer, Judge Napolitano, and others. But it's like, you're in the wrong country. You can say this all you want, and you know what? MTG can try it. She was to have AIPAC listed on FARA, okay, as a foreign agent, okay. Good for you. Doesn't matter. Bibi's been here how many times? Have you ever seen anything like it? And they don't make any bones about it. That's kind of what I'm telling you. I've never seen. You gotta give him a tip of the hat. Wow. Okay. Wow. Now, what else is your topic too? You want to talk about Charlie Kirk? Nothing's gonna happen with Charlie Kirk. Would you stop it? He's dead. Turning Point. That's going away. You're not going to revive it. And that weird kid that Langley cut out, whatever this Stepford little, I don't know what this little Twinkie guy, forget it. Ironically, Iran may cause Israel to survive by teaching them to get along with their neighbors. Could be. Could be. You don't want a war with Iran. No. And this is where I lose the president. The president has signed on, the president deep down inside. Listen, there's two things the president knows. One is if you kiss his ass, he loves it. Be a sycophant, be a bootlicker, a lickspittle, a toady, he loves it. Mr. President, you have shown the leadership. Oh my God. Bibi is the best. The best. You could see Trump kicking his instep. Oh, come on, shucks. Okay, all right, stop it. You're embarrassing me now. Stop it. What are you doing? He's incredible. Listen to what I'm telling you. Listen to what Uncle Lionel's telling you right now. Listen to me. This is the truth. It's not about, do I like this? Am I happy with it? I'm not saying I'm happy. I'm telling you, it's the way it is. It's the way it is. I'm not going to shake my fist and, how do I say this? I'm not going to, you should see what it's like to be here in New York with these people running. Mom Donnie is so smooth. I swear to God, as a politician, because he's central casting. If it's not him or somebody else, there's nothing special with him. He's just the guy. But I would shake his hand and say, dude, you have done it. You are the best baby face ever. You play this thing perfectly. The smiles, you say the right stuff. Social media, you brought out people, just like Trump did. You brought out people nobody brought out. Nobody. You did it. You did it. I'm telling you, Andrew Cuomo, creepier than ever. Andrew Cuomo speaks so slowly. Something happened to him. I know people who've had major ischemic strokes who speak more mellifluously than he does. And I believe the cause of the election is now. Oh my God. And you know who's the best campaigner? Curtis. If you met Curtis, I've known Curtis for 30 plus years. Work with him, know him. We always laugh. He's a good guy. I swear to God, if I didn't say anything, he probably would say nothing to me. Not because he's rude. He's very quiet. You know who was like that? Rush Limbaugh. Rush Limbaugh was so shy. Curtis is just but when he's on, man, he is on. He is on. I have seen him. He's in that battle mode. Oh, he's good. He's really good. A good egg, too. He really is. He's my vote. I mean, there's no, saying not for nothing, but I'm having that. Imagine the world's worst buffet. I'm taking the lettuce leaf over here. Why? Because there's crap. I'm hungry and I want that. I think this guy, honest to God, loves being a politician. He knows every square inch of New York City. Everything. You could show him a corner. He'll know. I know where that is. I mean, he is the consummate New Yorker. And he and his wife, they're like a team. They are like perfect. Nancy, they're a team. You know how normally sometimes you say, hey, keep the Wi-Fi. She's there front and center. A lot of these women are, I shouldn't say this, but they're not really into it. She is. She's absolutely there. Sparky says, His Majesty Charles III was a charter member of the modern globalist movement when he was a young Prince of Wales. And your man, Tony Blair, is a high-ranking globalist. Have they captured President Trump? I don't know. But you know that Blair's going to run Gaza. And his son, No, no. His son. Did Tony Blair divorce his wife? Oh, really? Remember she was pregnant? Like they were. Yeah, Tony Blair. Remember Tony Blair's wife? Remember she was like, this is years ago. She was like, yeah, a long time ago. Anyway, so most of the time the wives really, see if I ran, Mrs. L would be there front center. But Curtis and Nancy are like a team. Absolutely, positively. They're like, they are really, I mean, they really believe it. And I'm telling you, it's something which is. And now, can he win? No, but not because he's not good, but because of the way it is, just because of the makeup, that sort of thing. But let me tell you something right now, and I want everybody to listen to me carefully. Let me go back to what I said. I'm jumping back. African Americans, listen carefully. You are not the chosen one any longer. It's over. The Democratic Party used to exist for you. Exist. Everything it was civil rights, voting this, that, it's not your fault. Reparations, what are you gonna do? Hey, police brutality, housing, affirmative action, quotas. I mean, it was great, right? Not anymore. They're gonna say, what are we doing? You don't produce. Literally, you don't produce politically, but you don't produce like they do. It's going to be these are the folks. That's the cold, hard facts, my friends. You may not like this, and you may not dig it, and you may say to yourself, God, that's pretty bleak, but it's true. It's true. Starbucks abruptly closes dozens of New York City locations in chaotic downsizing. No warning, no heads up. What do you think that's about? Why is that, honey? Why are they closing? Different model, or they're going to go back to? That is the wildest thing. All over the country, my friends. So let me just tell you something, dear friends, and listen to me carefully. I want you to always just do yourself a favor and ask yourself a very simple thing. Don't believe in any kind of an ideology where you have to think one thing or another. No, 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 no. Make sure you sit and you say, what is really happening here? That's all. I mentioned something which is the most important, which is so critical, and I love bringing this to my friends on WABC. It's very, very fun. It's fun but I bring something, and you can tell a lot of these folks don't know what I'm talking about because they're saying, what is this guy talking about? And I mentioned something called 50 and 5. Have you heard about this? 50 and 5. Sounds almost catchy, doesn't it? It's a slick marketing slogan from the halls of the UN. And basically what it is to establish is called digital public infrastructure. Isn't that something? 50 and 5. And it's something that, good luck explaining this one to folks. Because maybe you've been in the same position I'm in. You tell people this, and they're saying, here he goes again, Mr. Doomsayer. I don't know what the hell he's talking about, but here he goes. And when you talk about Soros and Klaus Schwab and the BIS, Bank of International Settlements, and all this, it's one of those things. 50 and 5, remember this, is the shorthand for a global campaign pushed by the UN development program and the Bill and Melinda Gates. I don't know if Melinda Gates is a part of it anymore, but partners like the Digital Public Goods Alliance. And the initiative's goal is to help 50 countries in 5 years by 2028 design and roll out at least one major element of what they call digital public infrastructure. That means Digital ID systems, so every citizen has a recorded or recognized digital identity. Digital payment systems, cashless, interoperable, trackable. And digital exchange platforms, governments and corporations sharing information seamlessly. And the pitches, they call it modernization. Faster payments, more efficient. And I don't have to explain this to you, but do you have any idea of what's happening, what this thing means? So when I tell people about this, as you know, I tell people this. Most people will say to themselves, what is it that this guy is talking about? This has been the story of my life, as you know, for a long time. Maybe you're like that. Maybe you like that. Maybe you know this. Maybe you've been in the position where you're thinking, oh my God. But I've been doing this all of my professional life. And it's something that, very frankly, I'm just kind of used to. But what I do is, you know how some people say, they'll say things like, it's, I see dead people. Well, I see havoc. And I see some very, very, very scary things. And I see a world that is so frightening. And the best part about it is that we are not asleep. America is sedated. They are not aware of anything. They are not aware. They are closed. And I don't know what to tell you. Nobody wants to hear what I have to say. Nobody. I tell them in ways that are kind of interesting, but this is the most important stuff in the world. Imagine, my friend, this. Imagine going back in time and you're meeting some Native American Indian types, okay? And they're smoking. And you could go back to the Plymouth days. You say, hey, running beaver, whatever, come here, can I talk to you? You might want to stop smoking. Well, COPD, cancer, pneumonia, emphysema. How do you think they would look at you? How do you think how would they look at you? They would look at you like, what are you talking about? Sparky says, your man, Javier Milei pretended to be like Trump to get elected, then smuggled Argentinia's gold. Yeah, reserves to the UK, so globalists would have even more leverage over Argentina. Why does Trump know yet? No. I don't think, and thank you, by the way, Sparky, I don't think Trump knows. Trump kind of knows like this. Look, I run a building. I make sure there's air conditioning. Do I know how air conditioning works? No. About pressure and no. Do I know how plumbing really works? Not really. I kind of know a little bit. I don't have to know this. I just get things going. Trump loves bullshit. And I say this with all love. He loves glitz, flash. He loves the way people look. He loves the way people act. If they look sexy or whatever, he loves this. You know what I'm saying is true. You know what I'm saying is true. That's just the way he is. He's always been like that. So does he know this? Of course he doesn't know this. Doesn't know this. He sat there with, oh my God. I mean, does he know what goes on in Gaza? Does he really know this? When he flies with his granddaughter Kai, bless her heart. I don't think she's the great golfer people say she is, but bless her heart. She's young, she seems wholesome, she's doing something with her grandpa, and that's nice. That's nice. Meanwhile, her mother, Tiger Woods, and her father abandoned the whole family. So, look, like a three-peckered goat. But she seems like a very nice young lady. I hope she doesn't fall into that trashy Instagram stuff, because that's what all young girls do, because they associate looking like a $3 whore with somehow being cool or being accepted. Sorry. Uncle Lionel's telling you the truth. It's true. But anyway, but I think I would love to show him. It's like, you know what, Mr. President, let me show you a picture. See this girl right here? This is Kai's age. Look at her. They had to pick her apart when her building exploded by a bomb. Do you ever see what a kid looks like when a building collapses? Here, look at him. Hard to make out. This was a child. Look at her. Can you see her fingers there? Look at it. It's just. What do you think about that? You for that? You think this is Hamas? Do you believe that? Just tell me you don't believe it. Tell me you don't say. Okay, I know it's bullshit. But just tell me you don't believe this. That's all I want to know. Just tell me you don't believe it. Like during Vietnam, tell me you don't believe in this domino theory bullshit. Tell me you don't believe it. Tell me. Prove it to me you don't. Let me know you're not an idiot. Let me know you're not a fool who believes that we have to go into Vietnam because it's gonna spread. Stop it. So, to answer your question, Sparky, I don't know. There's got to be some time when you say, you know what, I know this is going to cutting off our nose to spite our face, but this is blood money. We just can't take this anymore. But nobody's listening to me. And that's just the way it is. Period. And if you ever notice these shows, Piers Morgan, have you noticed that? I'm sure, Sparky, you watch these. They get these folks who are pro, pro BB or Israel or pro IDF or something, and they just talk over you. They get these people and they're just told, oh, listen, I want you to go in there and just talk over them, okay? They must go into training like, you're gonna say this, and I'm gonna talk to you, and I'm gonna say, excuse me, can I get a word in? And you're gonna keep practicing just talking over people, because that's exactly what they're doing. They talk right over these people without any stopping whatsoever. It is amazing. And I think, what? And Piers Morgan is making a fortune because he loves to keep alive. He loves to keep people laugh and screaming up. Nothing's going to happen. They're going to keep doing that until there is not one Palestinian left in Israel. Period. They're going to move. They're going to go. They're going to take off. They're going to say, listen, we're just, you left? Oh, okay. Well, I guess I can't, coax you back. And everybody knows what this is about. So, and it's brilliant. I know nobody wants to hear this. It's absolutely, positively brilliant. Okay? And and I know that we've never been in the position where we don't want to share anything with anybody. A lot of people don't. A lot of countries don't. And it's a horrible thing. And thank God I have nothing to do with any kind of oversight, because it would break my heart. I couldn't sleep at night. I don't know what I would do. But guess what? Don't worry about it. You have no say. This is of no concern. Nobody's listening. If you want to complain, good luck. Go find somebody. Talk to. Go talk to Max Blumenthal. Talk to Anna Kasparian or the Young Turds or Junk Yogurt. Go talk to him about that. He'll listen to you. It's going to happen, but he'll listen to you. So that's where we are right now. My friends, it's just an incredible event. What we're going through. It's just incredible. And the very fact is, I wish somebody the title of this, of course, is Bad Bunny. I wish somebody would tell Jay-Z, that's it, Jay-Z. We are through with you, my friend. You had a nice run, but it's over. And you're not going to ruin our Super Bowl with this bullshit. You got that Goodell or whatever, we're not going to do this. Okay? If you want to destroy your company, that's fine. We're not going to let you do that. This is where Trump should say, I got a lot of power in this. And I got a lot of influence. And I'm going to bring out, I don't know. Hell, even Taylor Swift I could understand. Popular, whatever it is. But this guy, Bad Bunny, you got to be kidding me. Wouldn't it be funny if, as Bad Bunny is singing anti-Trump stuff, they're raiding his home and taking half of it? I mean, I don't know. He's Puerto Rican. I don't think. But the point is, that's where we are with that. All right, my friends. Well, let me tell you something. Sparko, thank you so much. You have been so kind, so nice. Carla, our dear friend Carla, the cooking CEO, thank you. You have been so nice as well. All of you have been so nice. It's been a wonderful, it's been a good month. We've liked it. And now, can you believe we're into October already? Wow. So forget, my friends, preparewithlionel.com. Secure your free 4-week emergency food kit, a $247 value. All below. Go for that link. That's it. All right, my friends, I want to thank you. Have a great and a glorious night. Thank you so much for being a part of this. And thank you so much for being our dear friend. Follow Mrs. L. She did a live at 5. She's going to be on my guest tonight on Warrior Wednesday. Warrior Wednesday tonight, ladies and germs. On WABC, 77 WABC, 770 WABC. You can go to WABCradio.com and listen live. You can get the app. She'll be on at 1 a.m. Eastern time. And she's so good. I just put the phone down and say, honey, run with it. Nobody knows as much as she does. All right, dear friends, thanks for everything. Don't forget, preparewithlionel.com. And thank you. We may do another one later. I don't know, but stay tuned. Make sure you're subscribed to Lionel Nation. And until then, my friend, and also Lynn's Warriors, and also Lionel Legal. And until we meet again, my friends, remember the monkey's dead. Show's over, sue ya. Dad.